couple of years ago, I was completely stuck. I was making a totally average salary. I had less than $1,000 in my savings account, and the idea of saving $10,000 it felt impossible. It was like I was running on a financial treadmill, working my butt off every single week, only to end up in the exact same spot. But then I figured out a step-by-step plan that didn't require a six-figure income or some crazy Wall Street magic. So today, I'm sharing the exact 5-step system I use to mix simple savings with easy side hustles to stack $10,000 fast, and how you can get started literally today. Let's just be real. My financial situation was a complete dumpster fire. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and my bank account was a source of constant, nagging anxiety. Every month, I'd pay my rent, my car payment, my bills, and then I'd just spend the rest. There was no plan. Zero. So, of course, a surprise car repair or an unexpected bill would send me spiraling. The thought of having a $10,000 cushion felt like a luxury reserved for other people. People with fancy jobs, bigger salaries, or rich parents. I honestly felt trapped by my income, like I just didn't earn enough to ever get ahead. That feeling of hopelessness is a painful place to be, and I know a lot of you watching might be feeling that exact same way right now. The turning point. My breaking point wasn't some huge catastrophe. It was a single, stupid $15 charge on my bank statement for a subscription I'd totally forgotten about. It was only $15, but it stood for something so much bigger. It was proof that I wasn't in control of my money. My money was in control of me. That night, I decided I was done. I was tired of being a passive observer in my own life. I wasn't going to just hope things got better. I was going to build a system, a real, actionable plan to take back control and hit a goal that felt absolutely insane at the time, saving $10,000. This is that system. 1. The tutorial core. Step 1. The brutal honesty audit. First things first, you have to do what I call the brutal honesty audit. Look, you can't plug the leaks in your financial boat if you don't even know where they are. For 30 days, I tracked every single dollar. And I mean everything. The morning coffee, the pack of gum, every late-night Amazon purchase, every single subscription. I used a simple budgeting app, but a spreadsheet or even a notebook works fine. The point isn't to judge yourself. It's just to get the data. You need to see where your money is actually going, not where you think it's going. When I laid it all out at the end of the month, I was floored. It was shocking. I was spending hundreds on lunches at work and takeout on nights I was too tired to cook. I had streaming services I wasn't even using and all these other small charges that were just bleeding me dry. This audit is the most important step because it gives you a real, factual starting line. It moves you from that feeling of vague, overwhelming anxiety to a place of clear-eyed understanding. This is the foundation for everything else. You have to face your spending habits head-on before you can change them. Step 2. The reverse budget. Okay, so once I knew where my money was going, I completely ditched traditional budgeting. You know the drill. I'll only spend $400 on groceries this month. The problem is that approach is practically designed for failure and guilt. So instead, I switched to what's called a pay-yourself-first or reverse budget strategy. It's incredibly simple, but it is a game changer. The second my paycheck hit my bank account, before I paid rent, before I paid any bills, I transferred a set amount of money straight into a separate, high-yield savings account. Now, I started small just to build a habit, but my goal was to save $833 a month to hit that $10,000 target in 1 year. That number, $833, became my most important bill. It was totally non-negotiable. Everything else, rent, groceries, gas, fun, had to be paid for whatever was left over. This flips the entire script. Instead of saving what's left after spending, you're forced to spend what's left after saving. It automatically makes you live on less, but in a structured way that guarantees you're making progress. This one shift in thinking was massive. Step 3. The big wins, slashing the top 3. After my audit, it was obvious that most of my money was disappearing into 3 main categories, which is true for pretty much everyone: housing, transportation, and food. Try to save money by skipping a latte is fine, I guess, but if you want to save a lot of money fast, you have to go after the big fish. For housing, I couldn't just move. but I realized my utility bills were out of control. So I got serious, unplugging electronics, turning down the heat at night, switching to LED bulbs. For transportation, my car insurance was a huge money pit. I spent one afternoon making a few calls, shopped around, and found a company that offered the exact same coverage for almost $50 less a month. That's $600 a year from a couple of phone calls. But the biggest win by far was food. The audit showed I was wasting a fortune on pure convenience. So I started meal planning. Every Sunday, I'd plan my lunches and dinners for the week ahead. This killed all those last-minute takeout orders and slashed my grocery bill because I was shopping with a laser-focused list. I didn't stop eating out, but it became a deliberate choice for a fun night out, not just a lazy default. Focusing on these big three is what really moved the needle and made my monthly savings goal actually possible. Step 4. The side hustle stack. Cutting your expenses is powerful, but there's a ceiling. You can only cut so much. To really put this thing into overdrive, I knew I had to make more money. The key was finding simple side hustles that didn't demand a ton of my time or some specialized degree. I started doing some freelance gigs on sites like Upwork and Fiverr. I'm a decent writer, so I started helping people polish their resumes and cover letters for a flat fee. It was easy work I could do from my couch in the evenings. My second side hustle was even simpler. I became a delivery driver for DoorDash on the weekends. I just turn on the app for a few hours on a Saturday or Sunday, listen to podcasts, and drop off food. It wasn't glamorous, but an extra $100 to $150 a weekend went straight into my savings account. That extra income was like a turbo boost on my whole plan. It turned my goal from a slow crawl into a full-on sprint. It proved to me that you don't need a second career. You just need to find a few flexible ways to turn your spare time into cash. Step 5. Automate everything. This final step is what ties it all together. I automated the entire system. Here's the truth. Human willpower runs out. You can't count on being motivated and disciplined 24/7. So I took myself and my lack of willpower out of the equation. I set up that automatic transfer to my savings account to happen on every single payday. I set up my bills on autopay so I'd never forget and get hit with a late fee. This automation is what makes the plan stick. It makes sure you're consistently saving and paying your bills without ever having to think about it. The money for my savings goal was gone from my checking account before I even had the chance to miss it or be tempted to spend it. And the funny thing is, your brain just quickly adjusts to the new, lower balance in your checking account as your new normal. Automating my finances removed all the friction and the daily arguments with myself, turning my savings plan from a constant effort into a background process that was always working for me. About a year after I started this, I checked my savings account. Seeing that balance, over $10,000, was genuinely one of the proudest moments of my life. And it wasn't just about the money. It was about the proof. The proof that I could set a huge, scary goal and actually hit it. The proof that I wasn't just trapped by my income. The financial anxiety that used to be my constant shadow was just gone. It was replaced by this sense of security and control that I had never felt before. It completely changed my relationship with money and what I believed was possible for my own future. So there you have it. The 5-step plan that took me from feeling completely stuck to saving $10,000 on a totally normal income. Let's recap real quick. 1. The brutal honesty audit to see what's really going on. 2. The reverse budget to pay yourself first, always. 3. Attacking the big 3 expenses: housing, transport, and food. 4. Stacking a simple side hustle to pour gasoline on the fire. And 5. Automating the whole system so it runs on its own. If you're feeling stuck right now, I really want you to hear this. You can absolutely do this too. Your journey starts with that very first step. So if you're ready, your first mission is the financial audit. And to help you out, watch this next video right here, where I walk you through exactly how to do a complete financial audit in under an hour. Thanks for watching, and go start building that future you deserve.